Alright, hello everybody. My name is Andre. You guys have probably been watching my channel for a while. Most of y'all probably know me for the Dokkan Battle content. I tend to make videos about the Giants every once in a while because that's my favorite team. I was contemplating making the video when Daniel Jones initially got benched, but at that point I felt like it really wouldn't matter. We all knew that was coming, and a lot of people were talking about the Daniel Jones era is officially over. And I didn't say it wouldn't be over until the off season when he got released. Because when they announced it, initially I didn't care. Like, okay, Tommy DeVito's starting. Nothing's going to change. We're already not going to make the playoffs. The season's already over with. Like, it doesn't matter at that point. You know, that I never understood why so many people were happy about that. It's just like, yeah, Daniel Jones isn't starting, but it's not like we're going to be any better with Tommy DeVito. I get it. It's something different. It keeps the fans interested. Everyone's tired of Daniel Jones. I understand why they did it. Of course, you'd also have to pay his injury clause if he goes out there and gets hurt this late into the season. Um, but as of like around an hour ago, I literally woke up like 30 minutes ago. By the way, the first thing I see on my phone is that the Giants released Daniel Jones, not him contemplating being released. No, officially from the NFL, that the New York Giants have released Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones is no longer a part of this football team. He's officially gone. So now the Daniel Jones era is officially over. It's officially over. And it just sucks. Seeing his press conference at practice yesterday, where like, yeah, it hurts him that he's no longer the starter, but he's always been a class act. He really has. No. I think that's why this whole situation sucks. If Daniel Jones was a terrible person, he would have been like, okay, screw you. You know, we don't care about you. And yeah, I still do wish the best for him. It just sucks that you have someone that works as hard as he does, that never complains about anything. He's just not a good quarterback. And I think that's the hard part. Is like you can see him working his ass off, but nothing he ever does is enough because he's just not a starting quarterback in the NFL. He just isn't. That's the unfortunate truth. So yeah, I guess I'll just kind of sum this up as like the state of the New York Giants because I mean that's the biggest news that came out. Like, and it really threw me off because I honestly thought this wasn't going to happen until the off season. And you know, apparently Jones walked into John Mayer's office and specifically asked for his release. Because he asked for his release, his contract's voided. Like, you know, because like the Giants aren't going to have the dead cap hit. They're obviously not going to have to pay his injury clause because he didn't get injured. So he's completely gone, and we can finally start somewhere fresh. And like I said, Shadur Sanders or Cam Ward are probably going to be the biggest draft prospects related to the Giants, especially now since we don't have a quarterback at this point in time. I mean, like I said, DeVito's going to be the backup. Drew Lock probably is going to be here at the end of the season. DeVito's probably just going to be the backup move forward. And I feel like that's what Dable's trying to do. I feel like Dable's just trying to find a good backup in the meantime while he works to get his quarterback. Because I know a lot of people don't like Brian Dable. I know a lot of people don't like Joe Schoen right now. I think they're fine. More so Dable. Joe Schoen is definitely on the hot seat with the whole contract with Daniel Jones, with how he panned out, letting go Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley arguably being the best running back in the league right now. You know, draft picks not working out. Like, like Evan Neal. Way he's handled free agency. Like, yeah. Joe Schoen's definitely on the hot seat right now. Way more than Dable is. Dable initially was like really bad at the beginning of the season. Like, I was really mad after that Commanders game. Him not having a backup kicker in play when you know Graham Gano isn't 100% going into that game. But even with all of that, I think Dable's fine. Like, and I could honestly see them like getting rid of Joe Schoen and keeping Brian Dable. But that's like last ditch effort. I feel like they're still gonna stay after this season. Like I said, I feel like their countdown really doesn't start until they draft a quarterback. Once you draft a quarterback, you're like, okay, this is your guy. You're gonna have time to develop him. Go ahead and win. If he's developed, if we're still losing, then you're both gone. if we're winning or we're competitive, more so than we've been in like the last 10 years, they'll be like, okay, we'll keep you. I feel like it's really that simple. Because thing is about this season though, is like I don't know how Tommy DeVito is going to do. He's a backup for a reason. A lot of players like Dexter Lawrence and Darius Slayton were saying that Daniel Jones gives us the best option to win. Which, if that's true, then that just says a lot about our backups. It says a lot about Drew Lock. It says a lot about Tommy DeVito. Because I know when Daniel Jones starts doing bad, people are like, oh, bench him. I remember so many people wanted Drew Lock to start earlier this season, and it's just like, dude, Drew Lock sucks. Like, there's a reason he's a backup. Well, I don't want to say he sucks, but he's a backup for a reason. You know what I mean? It's just, I remember like a while ago, people wanted DJ benched, and then he got hurt, and then we had like Mike Glennon and Jake Fromm that 2021 season. The Joe Judge quarterback sneak season. It's just like, yeah, at that point, that's when I realized, yeah, Daniel Jones does give us our best bet, and even then, he's not good. So it's just, we've been in a bad situation with quarterbacks ever since Eli Manning left, and I think we're so used to having that guy, that franchise quarterback, that we kind of force things like Daniel Jones to kind of be the franchise quarterback, even though he really doesn't show signs. Which, I mean, he did initially. Like, that first season against the Bucs, against the Redskins, like, he was phenomenal. That's probably still his highlight game. And ever since then, every season he just gets worse and worse and worse. And like, yeah, even like when we beat the Vikings in the wild card in 2022, yeah, his stats were initially low. And I was like, we're winning games, so who cares? But now since we're back to being the same old Giants, it's like, yeah, stuff like that comes back and it shows a lot. Like I said, a lot of stuff you tend to overlook if you're winning. If you're losing, you tend to focus more on like smaller stuff. That's just how it is. But yeah, Daniel Jones is gone. Now it's officially the end of an era. The Daniel Jones era is officially over. And at this point, I think the only real draft pick from the Gettleman era that's still on here is Darius Slayton, which honestly, I'm surprised he's still on the team. I don't hate Darius Slayton. I love Darius Slayton, but there were so many times, especially like during the preseason, where he had a chance to be cut. I mean, well, Andrew Thomas, obviously. Andrew Thomas is still there. Dexter Lawrence is still there. But I feel like Gettleman's guy, like Barkley's gone, McKinney's gone, and now Daniel Jones is gone. So I feel like, now obviously, we're still going to keep Dexter Lawrence, at least I hope, because I feel like we do have a really good defensive line. And that's something I kind of want to end this with, because I've been saying this to a lot of my friends. I seriously do think this is a good team. And I feel like you're not going to hear that many people say that about the Giants, despite the record, despite how bad we lose. I feel like this is a good team. I feel like our defensive line is monstrous with Dexter Lawrence, Kayvon Thibodeaux coming back. He could be 50-50, but I feel like with Dexter Lawrence and Brian Burns on that same line, yeah, people are going to kind of lose their focus on Thibodeaux, which is going to let them, get more and more pressure. That's what I honestly think. Deonte Banks, he almost he was borderline rookie of the year last year. I know he's regressed a lot this year. We'll have to see. I do feel like Malik Neighbors being on offense helped. The offensive line hasn't looked bad this season. Tyrone Tracy looks like a steal. And obviously, Rondell looks good. Slayton is, it's Darius Slayton. So, he's always going to be there. Like, I seriously do think we have a good team. I think once we have a quarterback that can put it all together, a lot of people are going to start to see that, which is why I'd say you should be excited for the future of the New York Giants. And I usually don't say that if I genuinely don't believe it. Because, like, this year, I haven't been caring. I was like, yeah, this season's a wash. It's probably not going to matter until the offseason, until we draft a quarterback. But hopefully, the quarterback we have can put it together. If not, we'll probably just be in another situation like Daniel Jones. Except for this time, we probably won't make the same mistake of signing them to a $40 million a year contract. Because I do hope that Joe Schoen does learn from his mistakes. That's the thing. As long as he learns from his mistakes, it's whatever. I mean, you can't really be worse than, like, Dave Gettleman. So, yeah. Anyways, that's the end of the video. Just want to talk a bit about it. I'll see you later.